You're watching HTV West. Now we join the studios of ITN in London.
The news from ITN. Iraq says it's willing to talk peace with Washington. Tunnelers shake hands as Britain meets France beneath the Channel. Dennis does the shopping for the Thatchers of Dulwich. And the goal that put Crystal Palace third in Division 1. Good evening. Iraq has accepted America's offer of peace talks on the Gulf crisis.
Hello, I'm Trevor MacDonald with the World News. We'll bring you the main international stories and a special report. The headlines: America is to seek a UN go-ahead for military action in the Gulf. Saudi Arabia confirms its ban on women drivers. And Michael Heseltine is the only challenger to Mrs. Thatcher. First, American forces have begun a major beach assault exercise in Saudi Arabia, apparently in preparation for storming the coast of Kuwait. Codenamed Operation Imminent Thunder, the exercise involves 1,000 Marines, 16 warships and 1,100 planes. In Britain, the spiritual head of the world's Anglican Church, the Archbishop of Canterbury, said war against Iraq might be the lesser of two evils. He said it would be foolish to rule out the use of force as a last resort. In America, the White House is seeking a United Nations mandate for the use of force. The American Secretary of State, James Baker, will be in Europe this weekend to try to get support from other members of the Security Council.
Hello, I'm Julia Somerville with the World News. We'll bring you the main international stories. The headlines. UN considers last-minute appeal to Saddam Hussein. The deadline stands. Thousands demonstrate in Baghdad on Iraq's Day of Challenge. And Gorbachev says Yeltsin is losing his mind. First, the United Nations Security Council has considered rival French and British initiatives offering last-minute appeals to Iraqi President Saddam Hussein to pull his troops out of Kuwait.
Good morning. This is Thames Television coming to you from London. It's coming up now for 5:02, so a little later than normal. We cross to the studios of ITN, where Brenda Rowe has the early morning news.
UN deadline to Iraq has expired. De Cuellar pleads for peace. B-52 bombers reported to be flying to the Gulf. Baghdad awaits, but they say they're ready to die. Here, Parliament backs the government as thousands protest in Whitehall. Good morning. It's just after 5 o'clock. The deadline for Iraq to withdraw from Kuwait ran out 2 minutes ago. Saddam Hussein's forces have not left, and a military strike sanctioned by the United Nations could happen at any time. The UN Secretary-General, Mr. Perez de Cuellar, pleaded for peace in New York, but his words went unheeded. More than 24 US B-52 bombers are reported to have been flown to the Middle East in readiness for war. It's thought the bombers, which are capable of carrying cruise missiles, could be used to blanket bomb strategic Iraqi installations. And another report says radio frequencies in Iraq are being jammed as a possible prelude to war.